Good evening. I'd like to call to order this special City Council meeting for Monday, December 19th, 2022, and this will be the first of two meetings this evening. This meeting will be followed by the regular Committee of the Whole. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Ms. Wu, Mr. Evans,
Here.
Ms. Hersey,
Here.
Ms. Colasetti,
Here.
Ms. Bishop,
Here.
Ms. Wilkin,
Here.
Mr. Quisenberry,
Here.
Mayor Marlin.
Here. Next item is approval of minutes of the previous meeting. I don't believe there were minutes available, so we'll move on to additions to the agenda. There are none. We're moving to presentations and public input. So if anyone wishes to address the special meeting of the Urbana City Council, please step to the microphone, state your name for the record.
Good evening. I'm Audrey Ishii, and I'm speaking on behalf of myself as an individual. I'm a resident of Urbana, and my comments are my own, not related to any.
Audrey, I need to check to see if that mic is on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It sounds like it's on to me.
Does it seem like it's on? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. All right. On tonight's agenda, oh, is our clock or anything? Oh, there it is. Okay. If you know how to operate it. I know that it's under 5.
5 minutes, yes.
On tonight's agenda, you have a budget amendment for the traffic study at Vine and Water, $15,000. But like the study in Vine and Maine, it is a reactive piecemeal response to a pedestrian death. We know that Joseph Wilski was killed there in January, and 3 years ago, Shelley Taylor was killed crossing Main at Vine towards Starbucks. Both were killed by turning pickups that just didn't see the victims until too late. Both drivers were doubtlessly traumatized by the event and the subsequent legal effects. So I applaud the city's effort to understand what went wrong and perhaps how it can be made better, even if it's one intersection at a time. But I want to talk to you about taking a more systemic approach to Urbana's pedestrian deaths. Both the Vine Street crashes occurred in crosswalks. Last May, Christopher Bowen was killed crossing Cunningham Avenue where it narrows at Park Street. The alternative for him was a 3-minute walk to the crosswalk, plus the need to cross many scary lanes of traffic at 5 points and walk back. And last January, Tonya Barnett took the MTD to the bus stop at East Main and Dewey and started across the narrow street to the mobile home neighborhood after the bus had departed. The nearest crosswalk was a 6-minute walk away. As we know from the first 2 crashes, crosswalks offer absolutely no promise of safety. But no study nor response of any kind was needed for these deaths. Simple, they weren't in a crosswalk. Is it normal to have so many pedestrians killed in a town this size? While we have had 2 pedestrian deaths this year, we have been averaging 1 per year since 2007. However, in the 10 years before 2007, we had 3 pedestrian deaths over 10 years. It is not normal to jump from 0.3 deaths per year to 1. It's the difference between being a rare tragedy to an annual statistic. It's above Chicago's rate and far above Indianapolis's. But let's just compare with Champaign for right now. Over the same 2 10-year periods before and after 2007 that Urbana went from 3 to 10 pedestrian deaths, Champaign actually dropped from 8 to 6 deaths, with more than twice our population. They went from nearly 3 times our number of deaths to 60% of our deaths. Our overall traffic deaths increased from 12 to 21, while Champaign's dropped from 34 to 32. Why have you not heard of this before? Urbana turns to the Regional Planning Commission for much of our traffic planning, jointly with Champaign, Mahomet, and Savoy. Since 2018, RPC stopped providing separate city crash values in the annual report cards. Instead, they are referring to an agglomerated urbanized area that lumps everything together. Why does this matter? RPC is optimizing crash statistics across the entire region. If Urbana's fatalities go up, but Champaign's fatalities go down, it's all the same to RPC. If we aren't even aware this is happening because they have agglomerated the statistics, tough luck. Champaign can be the economic engine for the region, and Urbana can be the speedy afterthought. The crashes all have one thing in common, and it is cars traveling faster than they can see the people in front of them, or faster than the victims can see them coming or judge their distance, their speed. If we want to stop this, we must change the systemic culture that is in place on Urbana streets. Champaign has been working on this. We saw a story in the newspaper in July about the step patrols that Champaign has been resuming in neighborhoods in Champaign. Even the chief has been participating. Savoy's been working on it. They even changed their default residential speed limit to 25 miles per hour. Talk about taking a systemic approach to creating a livable community. While we are addressing the root causes of violence, let's not forget that having a civil street culture that values human life is a fundamental right of our city. I will be sending you my public comments to RPC about their agglomerated statistics and also about their long-range transportation planning beginning in January. Please read it. This is something that we can influence at no cost to Urbana. Thank you.
Does anyone else wish to address the special meeting of the Urbana City Council?
I just wanted to ask for the next meeting if you could have the public input before the closed session, because I think it would be not okay. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Kenny Mosley. I would like to again address my concerns to the council regarding the proposed zoning change and plans for the vacant lots in East Urbana. Instead of building additional affordable housing units, the city might consider the development of a homeowner-based area geared towards a mixed-income demographic. You could possibly partner with local banks, Habitat for Humanity, etc. This would then provide the opportunity for home ownership for some who do not otherwise have access. Homeowners generally improve the area by taking care of properties they have an invested stake in, as well as being more engaged in their communities. This also generates additional tax revenue for the city. I've spoken to various members of the community who worry situating multiple affordable housing complexes within such close proximity to the other affordable housing complexes already in existence will only increase in the uptick of crime we have been experiencing in East Urbana. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Sir, could you provide your name, please?
My name is Kenny Mosley.
Kenny Mosley?
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
Yes.
Does anyone else wish to address the council? Okay, we'll move on to council input and communications. Anyone have any comments? All right, we'll move on to unfinished business. There is none. Reports of standing committees. That would be Councilmember Bishop.
On behalf of the Committee of the Whole, I bring for approval to City Council ordinance number 2022-12-050, and ordinance revising the annual budget ordinance, budget amendment number 5, omnibus.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Moved by Chandra, seconded by Jaya. Any further discussion? Grace?
I'd just like to acknowledge and say I agree with the public input on doing a systemic approach in addition to taking this traffic study seriously. I know people are working on it, and we've got commissions and other groups of individuals involved. Just want to say I support that and hope that we can.
Point of order, I'm sorry. We're doing this discussion on the ordinance, aren't we?
But that's within the ordinance. The
Okay.
traffic study is within the ordinance.
Because the budget amendment, yeah. So just want to say I agree with that and look forward to having that, and happy to help how I can. Thanks.
Any other sorry.
Is there any other discussion? Okay. If not, will the clerk call the roll?
Mr. Evans?
Yes.
Ms. Hersey?
Yes.
Ms. Colacetti? Yes. Ms. Bishop?
Yes.
Ms. Wilkin?
Yes.
Mr. Quisenberry?
Yes.
That motion passes.
Okay. Additionally, ordinance number 2022-12-051, an ordinance dissolving the special tax allocation fund and terminating the designation of the City of Urbana Tax Increment Redevelopment Project Area TIF 2.
Is there a second?
Second.
I'll give that one to James this time.
Is there
Any discussion?
Yeah. Okay. Will the clerk call the roll on that, please? Thank you.
Mr. Evans?
Yes.
Ms. Hersey?
Yes.
Ms. Colacetti?
Yes.
Ms. Bishop?
Yes.
Ms. Wilkin?
Yes.
Mr. Quisenberry?
Yes.
That motion passes. Thank you. Reports of special committees, there are none. Reports of officers. Just a quick announcement to let folks know there will be no city council meeting next week. On what the regular meeting date would have been December 27th. So no meeting next week. The next meeting will be in January. There is no new business, and with that, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.